Okay, today just quickly we're going to show you the difference between just a normal wet pan, and the idea there is that the water comes down, runs over and goes down the roof. It's notched because it's not supposed to hold any water. Obviously that's not sealed yet, we'll seal that last of all. At the moment we're just putting it in, and we're going to show you the difference between that and what is called a dry pan, which is we're taking out this big flue here. You can see I just put that top on purely to stop it from leaking, but we're going to take that out and install the new flue. And rather than use the standard deck type, which deteriorates over time, we're going to use a tin flashing. But because the tin flashing will fall on the sheets, you'll see we're going to extend it up under the ridge, which will create a wet pan, so a dry pan, sorry. So it's just called a dry pan basically, and it just means that no water is caught between the actual ridge and the flue. So I'm going to get Matthew to do that for you. So if you wonder why I have soft, supple hands, that is why he's going to show you how it's done. Okay, we're going to start by taking out the existing flue. It's just a matter of removing the deck type. There'll be a whole bunch of screws and the broken hat. It takes a little bit of time. You got to get all the silicone off. But because of the size of this flue, it had to be fixed, and what they've done is they fixed down the bottom with a strapping. Now what they've done is not incorrect. It's one of the ways you can hold it in place. The other one is I've shown you where you put in an actual bend up on the sheet, and that holds it up. Because if you don't do that when you put in the flue with the deck tight will sag, and then you'll end up with leaks from it. So what they've done is correct. So now we're just changing over the flue ducting so that it's still connected to the exhaust fan, making sure that all the gases actually get to the new flue. And that's just a matter of putting the new ducting across, and we just tape it on with duct tape like so. Now you're going to see him bend up the front edges of that sheet like we always do. Stops water running back up. He's going to peel it so that we can seal things to it now. And just get that done and out of the way. And now we're just going to fit it basically the same way you would, except as you watch you'll see he doesn't put any screws in the back area, so he's getting it straight. He'll put what's called stitching screws in the front of it to hold it in place, and he'll put a couple in the side. So effectively what he's done is he's put the flue in without actually putting any in the back, so that flue won't move from there now. We're going to use the flat piece of tin on the back section, and he's going to slide that up and under the ridge. So that's why it's called a dry pan, because the ribs to the back of the flue are going to be completely dry. Now the advantage of this, of course, is because there's no moisture in there, there's no wet in there, it won't rust at the back of the flue. Every now and then you get that with flues due to the fact that the water sits there, so we're keeping it dry. You can see he put silicone under the flashing there, so we've got silicone under the join, so we will seal under and on top of the join. As he's going, he's done that, and now he's going to put some screws back in to hold that ridge down. And then he changes his bit, and now you will see him with the smaller stitching screws. And he's going to put those in all of the ribs. So all we're doing is extending the back of that flue to go right through. He's going to add in the old screws, and now we're just blowing it down. So there's no dust or debris, and it's ready for sealing. And it's a matter of putting some silicone on and sealing.
Now, because these are actually above where we're dry panning, you'll want to seal the screws that are just above the dry pan, just in case these ever leak. The water won't just run straight down into that hole, leak into your ceiling.
So he's all done and all dusted. It's not a bad job for Matthew.
So that's the finished product. Watertight. Much better than the original. Thank you.